This is a trick I really like. I've had a lot of fun with it over the years. The only thing I don't like is the title. It's called Hold the Mayo, and it's something I just regretted. I should have called it Private Benjamin Aces. I used to take my deck of cards with me everywhere when I was younger, and I came up with this trick while sitting in the movie theater waiting for the film Private Benjamin to start. That probably would have been a better title. But anyways, I hope you like it. And you need two jokers. Now, you don't really need the jokers. You can use the two red jacks or the two black kings, anything that's similar. But I'll use the jokers to describe it. Now, you also have the four aces, and the setup is the two aces face to face and two more aces face to face on top of those. What I normally do is start with the black ones and then go into the red ones. And I always have the ace of spades on top because I like to produce that card first. As you explain that the jokers can find any card, you drop your left hand to your side, your thumb pushes over the top two cards, and you get a break beneath them. The jokers are held at your fingertips of the right hand. You're going to square them up. They don't have to be perfectly square, but just roughly so. Now you turn your hand palm down and back palm up. Your left hand comes over, slides the uppermost joker onto the pack. You now have a break beneath 3. Your right hand turns palm down and palm up and places its joker onto the pack in a side jaw condition. Now, these actions of displaying the joker are not really needed for the first production, but you're going to use those actions during the second production. So you're setting the audience up for the actions you're going to use later. So the second joker has been shown. You place it onto the pack in a side jaw condition so your right fingertips can enter the break, grasp all 4 cards, slide them to the right. So you have 3 cards right there. Now you pause in this position just for a second to allow the spectators to see just 2 jokers. You flip over all 4 cards, snap, and spread over the top 3 cards, out-jogging the ace as you do. The first ace has been produced. Now you want to out-jog this card pretty far because you need to lower it to the table without using the other hand. So you just release pressure with your fingertips to allow that ace to fall out. As you do this, your left thumb will push over the top card of the pack and obtain a break beneath it. So you're set for the second production. You now have in your hand a joker and an ace. You're going to show both of these as jokers using the frustration count. Square the cards at your fingertips so this back ace is not shown. Now you mimic the same actions from the first production. You turn your hand palm down, back palm up, your left thumb comes over, peels the uppermost card onto the pack. You now have a break beneath 2. Your right hand turns palm down to show a second joker supposedly, turns back palm up, places its card onto the pack just like before in a side jog position. This allows your right fingertips to go into the break. You slide everything over to the right. Pause to allow them to see 2 cards, then flip all 3 over. Snap your fingers, spread the cards out jogging the middle card, showing the second ace has been produced. As this ace is tabled, your left thumb pushes over the top 2 cards of the pack and gets a break beneath them. Now you just repeat the very same mechanics you just did again to produce the third and fourth aces. So your hand turns over, back, peel off the joker, turn your hand over to show this joker, bring it to the deck, your right fingers grab everything above the break, pause a second, flip everything over, snap, produce the third ace. As you let it fall to the table, you get a break beneath 1 card here. Square the cards at your fingertips. Turn your hand over, going into the frustration count to show 2 jokers. Now this time I want to build up the last production. So after I show the second joker, instead of placing it side jogged onto the pack, I place it in jogged. So the edges are square. The right hand reaches into the break, turns over all 3 cards. At this point you have this ace right here. They don't see that yet. They just see the 2 jokers. I explain I'll produce the last one in slow motion, place my thumb against the joker slowly, push it in, building some tension. As soon as it's square with the pack, your right fingers pull back the top joker, your left thumb pushes off the ace. You pause so they can see the production, and then toss it to the table to join the others. You'll notice that during the performance I magically produced the jokers before going into the ace production. This is an effect called opener that I previously released on a routine called triad, and I think it's a perfect lead-in to this effect. If you'd like, you can end the routine a little bit differently by causing the jokers to change into the last two aces. This uses the mechanics of the paintbrush change we've already discussed. After the second ace is produced, you'll get your break beneath the top two cards of the pack, the two face-to-face aces. Square the jokers at your right fingertips. This time try to get them as square as you can. You're going to turn your hand palm down, back palm up. You're going to mimic the same actions you did before. However, this time when you come over to pull the joker off onto the pack, you're going to steal these two cards above your break to beneath this lowermost joker. Here's what happens. As your left hand comes over, you box everything together so everything is square. Your right fingers go into the break and now they hold all four cards. Your left thumb contacts the face of the uppermost joker and slides it onto the pack. It should look like you just pulled it off the same way you did for the first two productions. You now have a triple card here. You turn your hand palm down, back up, and now you execute the paintbrush change to cause those two cards to change into the aces. Of course, you're left a little dirty here. You'll have to clean up. But this gets the jokers out of play and still gets all the aces into view. I personally like the rhythm of producing the cards without the change. The 1, 2, 3, 4 being produced. There's a certain rhythm to it that's nice, that this change actually breaks up for me. However, in case you want to do it this way, you can. This first production I learned from Larry Jennings' classic routine, The Visitor, which he first published in 1969. For the second production, you're going to show this joker twice using the mechanics of the flustration count. Now, this move was first published in 1955 in a Norm Houghton effect. He did not claim credit and said even then it was old. Brother John Hammond reinvented it in the 1960s, called it the flustration count, and that's the name we use to this day. For the finale, where the cards change, the idea of doing Walton's paintbrush change as a double change, I first saw in print in Richard Kaufman's Card Magic.